assassination attempt, which, we're not allowed to talk about or search for anymore. But
well, you can now, right? Yeah, because Google was like, we were doing it just, we have this thing about political violence and we're just trying to keep people away from it and all that stuff. And it's like, no, you didn't. You took it out. You took it out, you liars. You took it out.
You let me search the political violence from JFK and Reagan, just not
right,
the most
Truman.
recent.
And I could watch that all day long. But no, they don't want anybody to know anything about it.
Yeah.
They're going to try again, 100%.
Try what
And I
again?
think we were the ones from the very get-go who said it was an inside job. And there is no way after watching these people before the congressional hearings that you can just walk away from this and say, oh, it wasn't an inside job. There's no way you can do that.
Well, they've got themselves set up with so much plausible deniability that they're never going to have to release the truth. They'll say so-and-so is responsible for that. I can't talk about that. Yeah.
But you don't understand, because if Trump gets in office, the first thing he's going to do is we're going to do a J-13 or whatever day that he was shot commission, and we're going to get out there and we're going to find out what exactly happened. And they cannot let him do that. We're talking JFK level hatred here.
So did they ever, I know they released a bunch of files on JFK, but did anything actually ever come to light? Any truths?
Well, that's what he wants to do. He wants to release everything about JFK. I remember.
I was thinking they already did, but maybe not. Maybe it's just
no, not yet. I remember. It was really long ago. I think I was in college, so it must have been the 90s when JFK came out, the Oliver Stone movie with Kevin Costner. I remember that. I don't remember watching movies or the experience of going to a movie, but I remember that because we went there. And we sat there and we watched the movie, and the place was filled because Kevin Costner was at his prime, and Oliver Stone was a really good filmmaker. Had just come off Platoon and stuff like that. And so they get done, and when the credits start rolling, everybody just gets up, and there is just the solemnness that's all over the group of people, because everybody's like, they killed him. I think it was the first time that people just realized how evil their government actually can be. And they killed him.
I didn't honestly wake up until years and years ago when it was the whole 9/11 thing. You look back, whether you believe it was an inside job, whether you believe what.
Oh,
he's froze.
I lost it.
We'll give him a chance to come back, but
his interweb went out.
I guess that'd be weird.
I don't understand. I don't think for me. I think, JFK had an impact on me, but I don't think I really woke up and smelled the coffee till, I don't know when it was, because 9/11 and all that stuff, I'm go Bush, kill everybody, destroy everybody.
No, it was years after. It was years after that, but it's kind of like we kind of stepped back and we're like,
we lost you for a second there, Mike.
We lost you there for a minute, Mike.
Oh,
you froze.
Well, here I am.
You're back. Because I was fully on board with all this stuff, and now you're looking back on the Bush and the Cheneys and what they did and how evil they were.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was I don't know how many years ago it was, but you kind of finally woke up and you're like, wait a minute. So, because I remember when after 9/11 happened, they had the people standing on the streets of New York protesting about how it was an inside job, and I'm looking at those people going, "You are crazy."
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely not. Yes, that's the day I made. Yeah. That era.
Now you look at it going,
no.
That was wanted a war.
Right.
That was me back then.
Dick Cheney wanted a war.
That's the day I folded my tinfoil hat, and I've not taken it off since. That day.
Yeah.
And
it's just
when the neocons want war, you would say, well, there's no way possible they're going to try and take another shot at Trump. Oh yeah, they will. Mm-hmm. They're that drunk with power. They think they can get away with it. Well, because the media carries the water for them. They know that the media is behind them 100%. Yeah. And some guy had a post on X, I don't know what he was talking about, and he just said, you don't hate journalists enough.
Yeah, right.
These people are as evil can possibly be. We're talking straight out of the nutsack of Satan. These people are evil.
Well, I mean, when this first happened, for instance, when the assassination attempt first happened, CNN released a thing saying Trump hears loud noise and falls over, or whatever it was. Like, seriously?
Right. You absolutely
couldn't hear the gunshots in the background while you were there? Come on.
Yeah.
It was odd that this was CNN's supposed first live stream of a.
Well, they're saying
Trump
that they thought
rally.
he might announce his vice president pick. That's why they were there.
That's what I'd say too if I was them.
Yeah. I mean, because think about it. I mean, if it does actually happen and they're not there, they don't have anybody there. They had to have somebody there because they knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen. And the Secret Service deliberately dropped the ball so that they could have plausible deniability and they could just sit there and go, well, we messed up. No. Mm-hmm. You got to hear Dan Bongino talk about this stuff. Dan Bongino was in the Secret Service for many years and actually spent 3 years as an instructor in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about when he's talking about this stuff. And every time they come out with this stuff in these hearings, he's like, this is BS. All this is BS. Because this is what we do. When we're here, this is what we do. We interact with local law enforcement the entire time. They have their person, we have our person, and they are in constant communication with one another. It just doesn't happen.
Do you watch the Sean Ryan show at all? The Sean Ryan podcast?
I watched him with Drunk Alex Jones. Was it Drunk Alex Jones? Was he on?
Drunk Alex Jones. But he had a guy on last night, or the last one he came out with, who he is, and I can't remember the name of it. I think they call Blackwater, the private security force.
Yeah, private security, yeah.
So
he was head of
Black
Rock.
Yeah, not the same.
He was head of Blackwater, and he said in all the years that they've been doing this, and he mentioned how many every thousands of people they've watched, they've had 0 losses or 0 incidents. And he was talking about how the private sector's just better, period. But even I didn't realize that Sean Ryan was a CIA.
Oh, Sean Ryan, yeah, okay. I know,
Ryan,
yeah, the ex-CIA guy.
That guy. So he was CIA too, and they were both talking about the likelihood of it being oopsie, not very high. I mean, come on. That's what these guys do.
Nobody believes that. Bongino's trying to think the best of the people he worked with, and everybody's just really ripping him. Kind of like, come on, Dan. Just say it. You know it. Just say it. He knew what he was around there. He was walking around. He was looking suspicious. They knew he was there. They knew he was a threat. He knew which roof to go on. They left an opening for him. And some guy had on there and had a really good post about this poor kid. They may have thought that he was on a training exercise.
Really?
Yeah. That they went by, and we know from his cell phone that he had contact with people in Washington, D.C., a couple of blocks down from the FBI building. 2 or 3 meetings.
You talking about the shooter?
Yeah. And that how they may have told him that we're doing a threat assessment here, and we need for you to do this. To get up here, to get up on this roof, to do this, because he had his gun there. He didn't bring his gun in. He had his gun.
He actually took shots, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I did. It's way too long of a video.
Where's the shell case?
It's way too long of a video to watch the way we format things here. But I did watch a really good analysis of the bullet trajectories. Somebody that recreated the space using Google Earth and 3-dimensional modeling, and it does look like the shots had to come from where the shooter was laying. The way that it could miss Trump's head and hit the guy behind him, it had to come from right there somewhere. Like the water tower is not in the right angle. The other window where the police officers were supposed to be set up and weren't is not the right angle, and a couple different things. I watched the interviewing today. Senators were questioning the new acting director of the Secret Service.
Dan Bongino says it's just as bad as the old one.
And then deputy director of the FBI, finally getting those two people in the same room at least. And the new Secret Service guy was all about how the local authorities, local law enforcement, were really lacking. He didn't say it the way I just said it, but he was saying they knew about the shooter for 90 minutes. We only knew about the shooter for 30 minutes.
That's still 30 minutes.
We
only
knew he was there 30 minutes.
And we only knew about, they only used the word gun 30 seconds before we eliminated him.
30 seconds.
That's what they said.
Bull. Bull.
So even if that's true, and you had 30 seconds, for 30 seconds you knew the president is up speaking,
Yeah.
and for 30 seconds you know a guy has a gun and you're doing nothing.
Nobody moved.
Crap.
Nobody moved.
Crap. No
They're
way.
like, oh crap, he got this far. Awesome. You
And
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're saying
No way.
now that the way the communication just was completely broke down. The local law enforcement communicated with each other, and all they could do was radio to a person that was standing next to a Secret Service agent who could radio the Secret Service people. There was some sort of communications hub somewhere, and locals had to radio it in. They had to confirm it and then send it back out. That's what they say. And then they say constantly about how the communication was text conversations and pictures.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, you got people on the ground with a active suspicious person, and they're really just texting each other. If that's true, that's terrible.
Once again, you're telling me that it's just that go hire Blackwater to do the same thing, and with half the people, I guarantee that threat is taken care of immediately.
My gosh, hire us to do it.
Yeah, just hire a bunch of hillbillies to go out there.
That roof right
taken
there.
Care of.
Somebody can take a really good shot for that roof, or somebody needs to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we would say.
And his statement today was from the new acting Secret Service guy is that we took to, I'm using my own words, basically, we took people at their word. The local law enforcement were supposed to have that. We assumed they would. We put too much confidence there, or too much faith in that. We shouldn't have done that. That was our fault.
So the
Wow.
Secret Service.
Yeah, he threw the cops under without saying they're trash. He threw them under the bus today.
So the Secret Service is trusting local law enforcement to do their job.
Yes.
Why? Were they
Because
short-staffed? Is
they were
that what it
short-staffed.
was?
Because Jill, at the same time, had
Yep. Had 12.
had a little thing in a casino
Yeah.
that had 400 people show up, and they have these guards. I think they call them post guards, and she had like 20 from the Secret Service, and
Yeah,
Trump had 3.
The guy from Blackwater said that Trump had 3. I think he said he had 3, and that Jill had 12. And I think
12.
he was calling them consorts. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the official term or not, but he said, yeah. He said that Jill Biden had more consorts than what Trump had for the Secret Service.
A higher
Which is
threat.
completely asinine that's even a possibility.
And there's some speculation out that Trump's team asked for more protection and was denied. Nobody will answer that question. They keep saying,
Nobody will answer that question. No, they won't answer that question. Yes or no? Was he denied?
Yeah.
If I'm Trump, I'm going to Blackwater and I'm spending some of my
100%.
billions of dollars, and I'm saying, give me the 20 best guys you got.
Yes. And they will
Yeah.
do a better job.
They will do a fantastic job compared to these morons.
Guy in chat here says the good old boys would have gunned him down before he made it to the fairgrounds. So
You're right.
You're right.
Absolutely right.
100%.
I just...
We'd walk over with a beer in our hand and said, "What are you doing here, boy?
Yeah, what are you doing here? We would have drug him off the roof.
You Antifa-looking dude."
Yeah.
So they are still trying to figure out. So they were talking about it today. How he got the weapon to the roof. They were analyzing the weapon. They said it had a collapsible stock.
It was probably handed through the window of the other building.
I think it was already there.
Could
I
have
think
been.
they told him where it would be.
Man, you'd think that the police officers in the building, the 2-story building behind, would have at least looked left once during that day and go, "Hey, there's a gun on the roof." But
I think they saw him on the roof. Did they not?
the
They said
police
for like
officers.
30 minutes to an hour.
So he
And
was,
somebody just didn't yell down, "Hey, Antifa kid, get off the roof."
So he was suspicious for 90 minutes. I believe they were actively looking for him for like 30 minutes. But I think he was on the roof for like 8 minutes or something.
I'm serious, man. If Biden ever had an outdoor rally and I show up with a Trump shirt on, it's like, all
won't
the
get within a
service
mile
guys
of
jumping
that
on me,
place.
beating the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't, I mean, it's apparently they're the smartest law enforcement agency in the country, but they can't figure out if the gun would have fit in the backpack without hanging out the top. So if it doesn't, you have a kid on a bicycle walking around with a backpack with the stock collapsed, but the barrel of the gun still hanging out the top zipper, and he's just able to walk up and climb on a building.
This picture you have right here is just so funny. I mean, not funny, but I mean, it's just like she's ducking down. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand up because, his head's still exposed, basically, and it was exposed even when he wasn't doing this.
His whole bust is exposed.
And then the guy behind me is like, I'm going to put his head between me and the shooter. And
Yeah, the guy behind him was actually even trying to block Trump's hand. You can't see me, but they can. Because Trump was waving his hand, and the crew cut guy there was waving his hand next to his, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, he looked like he was actually doing his job. He was actually holding his arm up.
Yeah.
And I think the girl's trying. She's just
trying.
short.
She's just short.
She got
Trump's
that midsection.
6'3".
And that goes back to what Tim Kennedy said. He goes, hey, you know what? If you want women in the Secret Service, that's fine. If they can do the job. If they are qualified for the job, then they can have it. But he said it shouldn't be men or women. It should be whoever is qualified to do the job. If the guy you're protecting is 6'4" and you're 5'6", that ain't it.
And then those other girls, and the other women who were there, it was just kind of like these were like investigators from Homeland Security. These are basically people who work at your BMV, out there.
Yeah, they're
guarding the president.
Well, and you got the whole thing like were they DEI hires? Was this a diversity issue? But you've got the Secret Service. You got the Secret Service guy saying that we have not lowered our standards for entry into the Secret Service.
Wow.
And he claims that only 2% of entrants make it through the exam process.
And they just all happen to be women.
Somehow those two women made it through it.
And here's the part
if
the guy I was watching last night on the Sean Ryan show. He was talking about. He goes, this happened with one 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Who was inexperienced. Okay. He probably played video games at best to prepare for this. Okay. He went to the range several times. What in the world is the Secret Service going to do when you have a 12-man group of trained killers come in to do something? A 4-man group.
A 4-man group of trained killers.
It wouldn't even have
a 4-man group of trained killers to go in and assassinate. They are going to get the job done over all these morons.
Seriously, I mean, you put me on that water tower over there with a good scope and a 308, Trump's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean,
and it's not secured.
It's amazing. It's just completely amazing that they dropped the ball that bad. I don't believe they did, but
it's they're either the most incompetent human beings on the planet. I mean, you'd have to be, or
it's a setup,
or they let it happen.
Yeah.
What is this? What am I looking at here?
Hold on, I gotta switch scenes. There we go.
Oh, this is time-stamped?
This is time-stamped. It's not a real-time ticker, though. Okay, so that's when the video started. This is the guy that has been circling around now. If you try to search "real DJ Stu," it won't show up in any Google searches. They're not trying to make him not popular.
He's been probably removed.
What we're about to watch is his footage, and it shows several cops circling the building that the shooter is on for minutes. Right up to
the point. He's already on the building?
Yes. He's on the building. Minutes. And they are circling, trying to see over the edge. This is probably the same time that the one police officer said he peeked over the edge and got aimed at and jumped back down. And then this is...
What?
This is...
The dude actually saw him and got aimed at.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? That was pretty...
No.
That was pretty common knowledge, even the first couple of days. A police officer was hoisted up over the edge, and when he peeked over the edge, the shooter aimed at him, and he ducked. He got off.
And he didn't start firing rounds?
Well, apparently that was just seconds before the shooter turned and shot at the president.
He couldn't get it. He couldn't get to his gun. He was holding on, couldn't get to his gun. But he, it's just like, yeah.
So this footage here is from somebody.
He walked over that rooftop and he's like, "Oh crap!"
There's a guy there with a gun. And what we're about to watch, it shows them circling the building. It shows them communicating. It shows the shots happen, and you hear the return fire too. But you see how negligent this was. They were like, for 6 minutes, they should have said, "Get the president off," but apparently they cannot talk directly to Secret Service. So I don't know how loud this is. So
Because that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, sorry. We didn't see any signs.
and you'll get to the end of this video, and you'll see that this guy claims that he was arrested and his phone was taken the scene during that day.
Really? Was he live streaming this?
It wasn't live. That's why it took so long for the footage to come out. He's been incarcerated.
Okay.
I was wondering because I couldn't actually. I was just watching. I couldn't hear it. So he was actually. I was wondering why he was sitting there. He was just filming the building, and that was kind of suspect.
Best I can tell is this guy is some sort of security or owner for the factory that's here, and he's telling people that they can't be filming or something. That's what he just come up and said. This guy does mute the audio here in a minute because he said the music.
We had a song in the background, right?
Yeah.
Like our church service.
Yeah, but like our church service. But you'll see the cops circling here and telling people to get away.
I do.
This guy doesn't know how to not have a shaky camera, by the way.
This guy's
I know it,
kicking
man.
everybody out.
He does. He must have an iPhone. Oh snap! Shots fired.
He's raging.
He's raging. You can't record here.
All right, I'm going to skip it up here just a little bit to right here. This is where he's cut the audio off. This guy's still trying to kick people away, but the audio will come back here in a minute.
Same guy. That's the same guy.
He's pointing his finger. He's getting mad.
Yeah. Here you start seeing cops show up. So
Well, yeah. Is he trying to run him off his property? Is that what he's trying to do there?
Yeah.
So this was an hour before. That was 5:10.
Okay, so he's filming this guy griping at everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then it's going to jump up to 6:10 right here. Now you hear Trump speaking.
Okay.
Look at the cops.
Yeah, you can see them. They know something's up.
Yeah. You got one cop even standing on a table here in a minute to try to see on the roof.
So, where? That's not a very tall building.
This building.
No. The shooter should be...
I thought I saw him.
The shooter
I
should
didn't
be
see him.
right over, just over this ridge. You're not going to see him. He's on the downside of it, where my mouse is.
Okay, look how steep that roof is.
Yeah, it's definitely
tell you
steep.
He's lucky
That's
he didn't
amazing.
fall off and break his
He's
neck.
lucky he just didn't like just slide straight off that.
I will say this: it was so steep that the casing seemed to just stay where they landed. They didn't roll down the hill.
I guess he had it. I guess he had like a hook or something to hold him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this guy's climbing up on the table to try to see up there. Look at him.
Oh my God. There's somebody in this building.
Somebody in the building? I don't
That's
think
what this
so.
guy's assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's ducking now.
He's thinking shots are getting ready to come out.
No, he
That'll
might
have
get
full
down.
vest on. Right? He's just standing up on the table.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to go to the other
Look,
side.
now they're hustling around the corner. This lady's just cruising by.
Yeah, just chilling on the horse. 'Cause that's how we roll. So, they've known for a good while now that there's something going on. That there's someone up there. There's someone.
Yes, so like I said, his clock down there is just a stamp. It's not real time because I think the shots happen at like 6:11 or 6:13 or something like that.
If I'm an officer on duty, I'm calling whoever's in charge of this shindig and saying, "Listen, we got some suspect crap going on.
Yeah.
No,
Just a heads up."
here's that sniper, that guy. The only reason I say he's a black dude, so it might help you know who I'm talking about. But this sniper who had like tons of kills.
I know what you're
And
talking
he was
about.
he was talking about it. He said nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be
I agree.
the guy who's like, there's a shooter on the roof, get the president down, and then they do all that crap because he's losing his job.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's not true, he's losing his job. They don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And he said that's why they didn't do it. But
I can understand
he's just like, there's no way this was.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way this 20-year-old kid did this.
I think some of it is the shackles that we've put on local law enforcement too. Some are needed, but you've got law enforcement with their cameras and their racist accusations. Like, or what if they would have turned and fired on this kid and he was innocent? What would that have looked like for local law enforcement?
Right,
They have to
right.
think about that all the time now.
Yeah.
They do. They have to be super conscious about what they're
And
doing.
mentioning
Like,
that sniper, it just kind of came to my mind. Another thing on the Sean Ryan show, the guy was talking about, he goes, I know the elite snipers in the world. He goes, I know most of the top tier snipers, like 12 of them that are just, they're the men. And he goes, it's funny because the Democrats are saying it was a setup and the sniper was a setup and he meant to hit the guy's ear. He goes, out of all those snipers I know, I don't trust a single one of them to hit my ear from that distance as I'm moving.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm sorry. There's not a single one I would hire to do that. And
Well,
he
it
goes,
was
these are
just
the
like-
world's best shots.
But Trump turned his head, and he turned his head at such a speed that the guy would have had to actually take the shot, and
Yeah.
then Trump turns his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? But the Democrats are like, it's set up. Somebody tried to do that on purpose to shoot it.
I think I think that was
No, I don't
totally.
think so.
They totally debunked. I think even the Democrats are like, okay, that's the far
They
left
better.
loons.
Yeah.
Who are saying that.
I've watched
'cause there's
several.
just-
I've watched several.
but the narrative now is he wasn't actually hit by a bullet; he was hit by shrapnel.
no, they changed that.
The
They
FBI,
confirmed it.
yeah, they actually came out and confirmed he was hit by a bullet.
Oh, okay.
I did see
After
that.
all these days, and after he says that, and then the public outrage about it, he's like, okay, it was a bullet. All right,
Yep. Because now the attention's over. Now
Yeah.
it's time to say it.
They out of all their investigation, they couldn't figure out that he was actually hit with a bullet.
So this
Gosh,
was
these guys are-
6:10. So that is a minute before the shot.
Well, like I
first
said,
shot.
this clip starts at 6:10. I think the bullets fire at 6:13, and that doesn't move with it. Yeah, so it's going to say 6:10 the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I've watched several people reenact the shots now at this distance with the grade of weapon that the shooter was supposed to have, and basically they're saying, I don't remember the gun term for it, but there's a circle of accuracy with the type of weapon that he was using, and at that range, that circle is a 5 to 6 inch diameter. That's
Right.
not
Yep.
something you stage when you shoot.
It's called a grouping.
Well, he didn't use the word grouping, but he used another thing. But yeah, yeah.
And that guy also last night, it was cool because he was talking about, he goes, if the kid wasn't going for the glory shot, which is the headshot, that's
Yep.
the glory shot. That's the,
Trump would be
look at-
dead.
He said if he would have
Center
hit
mass.
him anywhere center mass in the chest, he goes, that's an 80-year-old man.
Yep.
If you hit him in the top of the shoulder, you hit him anywhere center mass, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's done. He said that would have a lot easier a shot than what a headshot was, but he goes, the kid was going for the glory, the glory shot, the headshot, the one that makes the news, the
Right.
one that just lives in infamy because you were such a great shot. Well,
And honestly, just think about how much
you
luck
missed.
was involved. Think about how quickly he fired those 3 shots. It's not a high caliber weapon, but it still recoiled. And to have 3 of them hit Trump's ear, the guy behind him, and the guy next to him in that close a distance, that was some luck involved. This was not skill.
And then supposedly the next 5 shots are super erratic.
Yeah.
He hasn't moved position.
Right.
It's a semi-automatic. I mean, he's squeezing off rounds, but he's in a prone position. I don't know if he's got his gun laying on a bag or something.
There was no bag. So they're also addressing that, or they're not addressing the fact that he was 10 feet away from his weapon when they found him. So was it almost, did he drop the gun,
Well-
attempt to stand up and run, and then the sniper
It's
got
just kind of standard procedure that when they go to a crime scene, just to take the gun and move it away from
that
the
far?
perpetrator.
It's not because they couldn't have kicked it. It was a ridged roof. They would have had to pick it up and put it down 3 ridges
Plus,
over.
they're
are you kidding me? How did he set it down and it not fall off the roof?
I know. Plus, they're holding on with ropes, so they're only using one hand to grab
that's
the
what it is.
gun.
That's
You
what
know.
it is, yeah.
All right, let's finish this.
I mean, this
This is bad. This is bad for them.
Insanity.
These people are just going to walk up there and they get yelled at. Look at this.
Oh, see, if that was us, we would have just walked up there.
See?
Hey, what are you guys doing?
They're yelling at them, and look at them. They're hightailing it now. They told them
Why are
something
they
scary.
hightailing it?
Yeah.
The cops are running. At this point, why are they not saying, "Hey, there's a shooter
Make yourself
on the
small,
roof"?
bro. I don't know what's going on.
What?
Did you hear that? That he's
He's got a gun.
That's
Yes,
that.
I heard it.
That is when the Secret Service says they knew about the shooter. He's got a gun.
Okay, so how many seconds before the next shot? Before the first shot?
Oh, not even, 5 or 6 seconds. So they couldn't have prevented the first shot at that warning. But
I don't know,
They
5 or
knew-
6 seconds.
They knew there was a threat, and they had no way to contact the Secret Service.
But still, right? But still, even if this, I know the sniper was looking this direction. He's not. Is he going to find a target that he can't see in 30 seconds? I watched one of the other senators. Or no.
Almost like they knew where he was going to be.
The guy.
Oh, it's so weird.
The guy that's acting director of the Secret Service now reenacted this. He had one of his agents lay on that roof, and he went to these positions and took pictures and showed how much of the shooter's head could have been seen if he was prone, how much of the shooter's head could have been seen if he was up on his elbows, prone. And it's like, I don't know at 200 yards, because he was farther away, how are you going to find a little head peeking above a roof in a scope if you don't know where to look?
If you're going to get
don't.
behind, it's iron sights. If you're going to get behind your gun, you're going to have it have an elevation. But Trump is, I don't think, even with him. Trump is down a little bit.
Yep, Trump's down.
So
But
you're
he's
going to
gotta
have
be
to be.
popped
You're
over
going to
the
have to
ridge.
be over the ridge.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be elevated a little bit if you're going to be behind
Yeah.
the site.
Yep.
So that means
it's not like
more
he's
than
totally
likely-
invisible and stuck the gun up there with one hand, fire off a
Exactly.
couple rounds.
More than likely, his entire firearm was on the other side of the ridge.
At least
because
the barrel.
he would be having
Yeah.
to lean down and over, and he has to be up above the ridge to get a shot to be able to line it
Right.
up. So his whole entire weapon is up on top of the ridge. If not over one side, it's at
It
least
has to
up
be.
over the ridge. It has to be. There's no other way. Like,
Well, I mean,
if
I guess they would probably assume that he was actually laying the barrel on the ridge for stability.
but how would you see? How would you if you're laying the barrel on the ridge?
No. Up
Up
over
top,
the edge. Yeah.
You can't see. You can't.
You wouldn't be able to see
no,
down.
you'd have
Yeah.
to aim like this.
Yeah.
You still have to be up and above the ridge.
Yeah.
Right. You have to be. I mean, the gun. He's almost. I think Trump is. He's down some from this position.
I'd
I'll
say
look
he
up
is,
the
yeah.
map here in a minute.
So he's in an elevated position. So he has to be up.
Yes.
He has to be
up.
behind. He's got a red dot or something like that. He's got to be behind that. And
I bet
that's just
you could-
shooting 101. His head's sticking out there like a big melon. I mean,
Yeah.
His shoulders probably and everything. You know what I mean? 'Cause
right.
if
It's
got
not like he's
shouldered-
behind the ridge and he's got his gun and he's a super secret spy where he's using his phone to. It's got a camera on it and he's
got a
lining it up.
periscope. He's got the
Right.
little periscope that comes up on
It's
the
up
gun.
and he's behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. He said a 1 in a million shot. Oh yeah,
not
1 in a
buying it.
million.
I'm not buying it. Something's not right. Three shots.
So there
So
was.
where did the rest of the shots come from?
So the 5 more, they're saying he fired them, the 5 quick ones, but there's a 6th one that comes in there that is not the same weapon.
That's
Right,
probably
that's the sniper. That's supposed to be the sniper.
the
Well,
one shot.
Let's see.
You get behind a tree. He's not stupid.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. The real DJ.
There's a kill shot.
No, that's a 7th shot. 5, 6, and 7.
Was that just in case?
Now, I don't want to be morbid here, but I think you can hear that shot connect.
Well, I'm about to say, was that like a Navy SEAL, like double tap?
I'll turn it up all the way. See if you can hear what you would normally hear in like a video game after you've pulled off a headshot.
Too far.
It's all right.
Okay, go back some. There you go.
I'm small, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no, maybe you're right. Maybe you're...
3, 5, another one, and listen here.
That sounded like it had some more distance on it.
It
It's
sounded
definitely a
suppressed.
different weapon. I don't know. It didn't sound like a melon shot.
But you know what's amazing? The crowd. The crowd didn't completely panic and just bum rush out of there.
Well, no, they're
Yeah.
conservatives.
They're conservatives.
Once again, if they were all allowed to...
Yeah, look
pack
over
it,
here,
they would
and
all
you'll
start
see,
shooting back.
you're going to look around the corner here, and look how many cops were around. I know this guy can't hold this camera to save his life, but look how many cops are around here.
In his defense, it's a tense situation.
Look at them. Look at all these look at all these bodies back here.
Oh my gosh. There's like
was on the roof.
15 AR-15s pointed at that dude.
Yeah. But there's all this
you're telling
happening.
me
There's all this
None
happening.
of these guys did anything.
And other than
None of them are moving. None of them are like, get to the roof, get to the roof.
other than saying other than sending text messages to somebody to look and say, hey, this guy's suspicious.
It's a bunch of deputy fifes.
But here's the thing. Right now, he's still active. They don't know he's dead
Yeah.
because
They
they don't
just-
have any contact whatsoever with. They don't have any contact at all with the Secret Service. They don't know that the Secret Service sniper has taken him out.
Recording.
Yeah.
I locked my screen. He only wanted a picture of my ID, so I ran towards the building. I recorded 6 more minutes of footage until my phone was snatched by a PA state trooper and was arrested. And
Yeah.
why was he arrested?
For filming.
Are you kidding me?
And what's crazy about this is this story actually lines up with, if you look at the footage from the roof, when you got the police officer and the Secret Service agent on the roof, you hear the Secret Service agent. There are 2 people detained for filming. He says it on the roof.
I hope he sues the living dog crap out of
No,
them.
he says he has more footage.
I hope.
And
he
here's the
released
thing:
all
this guy's
footage.
sitting around with 1,200 subscribers and no views. Nobody knows about this.
Suppressed.
Wow, they are
Unbelievable.
burying this.
Unbelievable.
And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how that phone went into the hands of law enforcement and came back with the footage on it. To be honest, it's almost like maybe it was already cloud backed up.
Cloud saved it. Yeah, baby. Screw you, pigs.
I mean, every time I take a photo, my stuff goes to the cloud. But this was probably several gigs of video.
I cannot believe he was arrested for video taping.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there a
I
reason
don't know.
behind this? Is there some kind
It
of
could have
law I
been.
don't know
Well,
about?
I mean, this dude's going to go up there. He's going to shoot. He tells a friend that he's going to shoot, and he wants his friend to document it. And so that's how these people are. That's why you've got that stupid woman right behind Trump after he's shot. She throws her phone up as fast as she possibly can
Yeah.
and starts filming. Have you seen that woman,
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yep. I did see that. Yeah.
Her first reaction after the first shot is to come back up with a phone.
It's like she barely even ducked too. It was like a half a second of a duck. Yeah.
Yeah. And we still don't know who she is.
Probably
We
never
still
will.
do not know who that woman is. One of the most famous women in America right now. We still don't know who she is.
How many views? He's only got 40,000 views on that.
Yeah.
Just wait till Benny gets a hold of it.
And
Yeah,
Benny's the one that
needs to
shared
inform
this.
These guys. Really?
Yeah.
What now? Benny showed it?
Isn't this the one that Benny shared?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Give it to Tim Pool. Come on,
My
Tim.
gosh.
I bet Poole has it tonight.
They are suppressing the crap out of this thing. Wow, they don't want people to see this.
He might have had it last night. I didn't.
And he says he has more footage. He says he recorded for 2 hours or something like that.
Really?
I mean, you just cannot tell me. I mean, when they talk about Russian interference in the elections and stuff like that, here's your Russian interference right here.
Yeah.
This is election tampering right here.
Oh, here we go. Tim's header for his video tonight. Secret Service warns of another Trump assassination attempt coming. Oh, no. It's almost like they're the ones that had something to do.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. They've got 100 days to kill him. So,
Well, and then honestly, how preoccupied do you think the people that should be reviewing these safety plans are right now? Being questioned and drug into courtrooms and
I don't think it matters. I don't think they're actually.
no, that's the excuse I'm saying. They're going to say
Yeah,
that
you're right. Yeah.
their resources were spread thin because of this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, if I'm Trump, I'm hiring personal security. I'm hiring some good old boys some old Delta boys or something like that.
oh, I know people who will just volunteer for this.
Absolutely. And I'd want them on my side any day.